Hold up, man. Listen, we've been waiting for this one, man. I woke up excited this morning because it's often Heather B. I've had a very blessed journey that I've been able to witness so much greatness, right?
Absolutely.
And I've seen things pre-social media or YouTube or, all the technology that allows us to see everything.
You have.
Right? And then I hear people tell stories about people who are also great, but I always feel like, damn, but you missed this guy, and you missed this guy, and you missed this moment. And there's certain people, even with that, Paul Mooney was one of those people to me, right? One of no matter what,
clap when you say
Paul
his name.
Mooney was one of those people to me. Like no matter what you missed, Paul Mooney was still there.
Yep.
And because you missed it, doesn't mean it didn't happen and it wasn't important. And I say that about this guy, and he reminded me of how great I always thought he was when most recently Heather and I was hosting the Blue Note Jazz Festival, the Black Radio Experience.
We had fun.
And we had a great time, right?
We had fun.
And we had a great time. And this guy, who I've been bumping into at high school track meets in the Valley.
You wasn't trying to relive your old career, Sway, were you?
I thought my expertise was necessary for my niece, Talia King Tech's daughter.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, yo, is that Chris Spencer right there? I would see him in the weirdest places and go, that can't be him.
Right.
Wearing shorts and shit, looking like a father. You know what I mean? But I will say, citizens, this man has easily been in the DNA of many of your favorite and some of the greatest comedians of all time. He has done many shows, whether it's the Jimmy Kimmel Show, whether it's the Chris Rock Show, whether it's HBO Def Comedy Jam. One of the first places a lot of people got to see him on a mainstream platform was on Vibe TV.
I remember that.
Back in 1997, Don't Be a Menace to South Central while drinking drinking your juice in the hood. The Six Men, Significant Others, Wildin' Out, helping Nick Cannon with Wildin' Out. That became a $1 billion IP. Yeah. Think about this, helping out with Jamie Foxx, with the Wayans. All of these different things that this man has done should be celebrated.
Facts.
And I'm really happy to have him here. And when he did his stand-up on stage that day, it reminded me of how great this dude is. And he was working with a crowd that was asleep. They was hot. They didn't want to be.
They was tired. The show's at 9 hours a day.
And he turned that shit upside down. I said, that's why he's great.
Him and
Give it
Affion.
up for Affion Crockett. And then they start teaming up, and Affion is fucking ridiculous. And Affion is in that category of
100%.
greatness that everybody doesn't recognize yet, or maybe they haven't seen. But I want to say welcome to the show, my brother. It's good to have you up here, man. Give it up for the one and only, the director, the actor, the comedian, the writer, the producer, the father, the radio show host. He does it all. Give it up for the one and only standing ovation for Chris Spencer.
Yes!
He's really
Thank you.
He's here. He's here. No, we standing up, Tracy.
Yeah, Tracy, get your. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Yo, Chris, how you doing, bro?
I am superb. I am superb to be here in New York, sniffling. Well, how cold is it outside?
It's cold. Stupid cold.
Yeah, we in L.A., we don't even come outside when it's this cold.
It's unnecessary.
Yeah, no.
It's unnecessary coldness, right?
Yeah.
Yo, man, when you were doing, let's go straight to that stage, right?
You're talking about in Napa?
In Napa.
For Robert
the Napa
Glasper,
stage.
yes.
That wasn't your common comedic crowd. Like, you know, that was
they were there for wine and jazz and people like you.
Yeah. Exactly.
And Common and Jill Scott and John Legend. Yeah.
What makes a great stand-up comedian to you?
The ability to adapt.
Okay.
So there's a lot of great comedians who could be greater if they had the ability to adapt. Like a lot of them are great in one room. You know what I mean? Like they're great in the black room. They're great in the white room. They're great in the Latino room, but they can't play them all. So to be great, you have to be able to adapt. Not necessarily change the material, but you have to know your audience, and you might have to change your cadence up a little bit or take this word out or kind of just adjust. You know what I mean? You have to be able to call an audible.
When did you learn that? Because every comedian I talked to got that that one story where they flopped
Exactly.
in a room,
Right.
But
Bombed,
they, and bombed,
Yeah.
and then they learned the most from it. Did you have that story?
Yes. My bomb story happened actually with T.K. Kirkland.
T.K. Kirkland,
Wow.
round
T.K.
of applause.
Kirkland
That's an
is-
OG right there. That's the homie.
What a lot of people don't know about TK is that he would take a lot of comedians under his wing. So he took me out one night. There was a show on Vine at the Palace. There was a little comedy room at the Palace, and I went up there and got my ass handed to me. And he brought me back on stage. He said, hey, no. You act like you scared. I go, what are you talking about? You out there, you used to doing mainstream rooms, huh? I go, yeah, He goes, you got to go out there and let the black people know you ain't afraid. I want you to go to the edge of the stage and do the same set again. I said, are you out of your mind?
In front of the same people?
The same people.
The same jokes?
Yes. And it worked.
It worked.
It worked. Now, I didn't do the whole 15-minute set, but he said, go back out there and do whatever. And I went back out there, and I said, that's how black people are. You have to, white people are different, right? You go to a comedy club, you assume he's great. I paid my money. He's on the marquee. This guy's got to be great. Us, make me laugh, Eddie Murphy.
Prove it.
Who is it? Who's this guy? Chris Rock? I got a cousin funnier than him. Go. So you have to actually go get them and let them know that you're not afraid. And I've been successful ever since.
How many years now? You don't like that?
How old are you?
Decades. Okay, that's how long? Okay, wow.
Why do you think the black audience is like that?
That's just how we are, period.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We don't like stuff easy. Like I talked to Turk is here, Turk Stevens. I told
Turk
him a
Stevens,
story.
peace out to Whistle.
Yes,
The Transformation
Whistle.
album was incredible.
He is a real fan. Like if you're playing hoop, and let's say Iverson came to the court, white guy would be like, "Come on, this isn't fair. He played at Georgetown and the Sixers. He can't play. I'm not gonna play. Give me my ball." Black people, oh, Iverson here, nigga, I got him. That's us.
That's us,
I
right?
got him. He had 48 on you, yeah, but you see what I tapped the ball at one time when he went by? That's us.
That's us,
We
right?
like a challenge. It can't be easy. Here's another story I'm going to tell you about. We don't give it up. I don't care who you are if you're a celebrity. Ernest Thomas, Roger
From What's Happening?
Yeah, what's happening now?
I brought him up at the Comedy Store. Remember we were doing Tripping on Tuesdays?
Yep.
Ladies and gentlemen, Ernest Thomas, Roger.
Roger
they played the
Thomas,
song. He did the dance.
He did the dance.
The crowd is going bananas. We ain't never seen him on stage.
Right.
The first minute, okay. I see what you're doing. All right, okay. Second minute. Third minute. By the fourth minute, they were like, what's happening?
And they wasn't shouting out the show.
No.
Wait, he does comedy?
He did. I think he ended that night.
Oh, sorry.
Yes.
I like Ernest Thomas.
Yes.
Oh,
I think he ended that.
you set me up.
There will be no rerun.
You set me up, Chris. I'm
no
like, wait,
rerun.
No, he was doing stand-up. He was trying to do stand-up.
really?
Yes, but there'll be no rerun.
I thought
get
he, yeah.
Hold up. He know his room. He looked at me when he said that.
I got to figure out people my age group.
There will be no rerun. He just
Yes.
look over here, brother. I got
Yeah.
you. We were talking about Quincy Jones.
Yes.
And I want to say it was 97. Was it 97?
it was 97,
This was a big deal. I was in L.A. working on the beat at the
Yes,
time in the
yes.
Bay. So we're going back and forth. And I remember when the Vibe TV show just happened.
Right.
Now, you got to put things in context. Pocket, L.A. was,
Right.
a powder
Morning.
keg.
Well, you got to
right?
remember this.
Yeah.
The actual launch party for Vibe TV, which I thought it was the night he got
Right.
That's the
Biggie
night,
got shot.
That's the
Yep,
night Biggie
yep,
got
yep.
shot.
So let me just rewind. So it was at the Peterson Museum.
That's right.
Rocher in Fairfax, and I thought the party was for me. They told me it was my party. It's the Vibe launch party, right?
You know what? Get out.
Listen, so I got on an outfit I would never ever wear, right? I got on leopard pants and like a Raiders jersey. I got on something that's just gonna get pictures, right? So I get there and I'm noticing that they have these huge pictures, remember?
Yeah.
Like this,
Yeah.
of people. It's Mary J, it's Biggie, it's it's everybody but me. So I'm like,
Your picture wasn't up
I don't think this is a Vibe. I think this is a Vibe magazine part. This is not a Vibe TV.
Yeah.
Is anybody, maybe in the other room?
Yeah, over there.
Wasn't in the other room. Faith and everybody else. Craig Mack. So the whole party, I was sad because I was like, wow, is this what Hollywood is all about? And
Wow.
it ended up being, that's what it's all about. So that night is the night when, you know,
Big got
Biggie
shot.
shot, yeah.
Wow.
So that was my first foray into Hollywood as a
Did you see Big that night?
Yeah, I actually saw him at the W Hotel the day during the day, and then I saw him at night. And I walked out, and I was we nodded, we shook hands and spoke, and then
Moments later.
I'm in the garage, and I saw them get in the car and leave.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you started. I think we were beepers, or I don't know if it was
Two-way
two-way
probably
pages,
was out.
yeah.
everybody's whatever we was doing, and getting the news that that the car got shot up, and we're like, what are you talking about? I just saw him. Yeah.
Yeah, that was sad. I was on air at the beat,
Wow.
headed to that party.
The party was incredible.
Yeah. And when we got, and somebody had called us
Except
just
for the
before-
lack of Chris Spencer pictures.
Yeah, well, I didn't even know.
You didn't know.
Honestly, this is the first time I ever heard you had anything to do with that.
Exactly.
But
Leopard pants on.
It was a crazy time.
Yeah.
But Quincy wanted to do Vibe TV.
Yes.
Right? Quincy
Yeah.
Jones. When did you first meet him? And then how did your relationship form?
So, Jamie Masada, the owner of the Laugh Factory, was in business with Quincy Jones, actually with Laugh Factories, and he was telling me they're trying to, after Arsenio had retired or whatever, there was a void in the late night talk show space, and they're looking for another talk show host. I'm like, not me. I'm an actor.
I'm a thespian. Yeah.
Do Shakespeare. So he kept asking me weekly, you want to go? You should go. Just go meet him. I said, if I meet him, he's going to talk me into it. So I was like, I'm not going to go. I'm going to keep doing these bad auditions that I'm not getting. And I finally went to go meet him, and literally, am I allowed to cuss?
Yeah.
His back was turned to me. This was at Universal. And they go, Mr. Jones, Chris Spencer's here. He turns and sees me. He goes, so, you the motherfucker that don't want to meet me. I was like, oh.
Oh, wow.
Not like whatever face y'all got, not that.
No, but we're just going on with it. Go ahead.
Yes. Acting. Good job. And so then we talked to me, and he talked about why late night was missing this, and we talked about Carson and Jack Parr, and he had very incredible knowledge of the late night talk show space and why it was needed to come back right then and now. And so I had they looked at like hundreds of different comedians and actors across the country. They narrowed it down to like 5 of us, where we did like a simulated show, sort of like a pilot, if you will.
Yeah.
Not even a pilot. These were like test audition. This was an audition.
Test
the audition,
tapes, yeah.
yes. And so I was, I guess, the best and got the job.
Wow, congratulations.
Yeah.
It didn't last long, but let's talk about that, though.
I don't even know why they say Vibe. It should be called the because that's how long I was on the show.
But your first guest, I believe, was Bill Clinton, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Damn.
That was huge
Great
at that
memory.
time, bro. I was there. What are you talking about? Great memory.
Bill Clinton, yes.
Yeah.
Whoopi,
wow.
Brandy, Anthony Edwards, if you remember him from ER.
Yep, Anthony Edwards.
Yeah.
You had Will and Jada came on, and I feel Will was bald.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, that was actually the test show. So the test show to get it, it was Hallie, Steve Harvey, Will and Jada. It was incredible, right? And so they used that. They took it to NAPTY, and then they showed it to all the buyers, and they were like, "Yo, I think this guy is at least worth 11 weeks of TV."
And then Sinbad came in, right?
You ain't got to say it like that.
I'm just
But
saying
yes.
that's
You
what
know
happened.
what?
I just like to get the facts right.
Damn, Sweat.
I'm right here. I can hear you. These are very loud. Let me turn
We're
this
gonna turn
down.
that volume down. How did they tell you we're going to go with someone? The reason why I say this is because we all got these stories.
Yes.
Right? Where we hit these dead ends and opportunities we think is going to catapult us to stratospheres we never.
Right.
And then the day of reckoning happens, and you got to pick that shit. You got to pick yourself back up and keep going.
Yep.
But how did they tell you?
They didn't. My grandmother called me, rest in peace,
Okay.
and said, baby, she's Jamaican, did you know you're no longer hosting Vibe? I go, what are you talking about? Look on the news. This just in, Chris Spencer is no longer hosting Vibe.
Wow.
Yes. That's how they told me. And so I called Quincy. Said, yeah, hey, you want to go to lunch? I go, no, why don't you take my agent to lunch? It wasn't Quincy, I'm sorry. It was the white guy. Yeah. Never blame the brother.
Never blame the brother.
Always bet on black.
Always bet.
Yes, they wanted to take me to breakfast or whatever because it was early in the morning, and I was like, no, take my agent. But yeah, that's how I found out.
That's how you found out.
That's how I found out.
So what happened next for you after that?
Cocaine.
Okay, all right. Round of applause for the truth.
Powerful drugs.
Bet on black, sniff on
Selling it, not doing it. I'm black.
Okay.
No, actually, then it became the writing started to. No, I went back to auditioning and still doing stand up. Done tons of commercials, and then the writing started to happen.
Okay.
And so let me explain how, because a lot of people ask me, how do I become a writer, right?
Yeah.
And so what happens in Hollywood, you and your friends are all comedians. Somebody's going to blow up. And some will also blow to go up. So if Sway gets...
You go kick him out. Don't kick him out. No, this is stay.
If Sway gets asked to host the MTV Awards, they're going to give him a group of writers.
Yeah.
And then he's going to be like, no, I also need my writers. And these are the guys he came up with in the trenches usually. Because they know his voice. And so that's what happened with me early on with Jamie Foxx.
Okay.
And later on Kevin and the Wayans and Mike Epps and Tiffany. So you're going to get this group of people who write the show, and then you're going to go, I need my people. And then the reason I become the head writer a lot is because I can speak both languages.
Okay.
You know what I mean? When I can go to them, Jamie ain't doing that joke. And then they're like, I go, Jamie, you got to do that joke. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm not afraid to tell him that he's not going to do it, and I'm not afraid to tell the star that you have to do this because of whatever reason. And that's why I kind of get hired a lot, because I'm not afraid of either party. Like a lot of times you get around the star and us, people cow down. Is that the word? Cow,
like coward.
Coward.
Yeah.
Is that what it means all these years?
I just
He threw that out there.
yeah,
that was good.
It seems
So-
like it's a root base word.
Yeah, coward. That's it.
Okay.
And so that's why I've gotten these jobs, because I've been able to tell him no and tell him yes, and vice versa.
I like this, man.
Relationships.
Chris Spencer is here. So when you write award shows like the Emmys or Dave Chappelle Kennedy Center Honors, that sort of stuff, how does that differ?
That's the same thing. That's
Same
the
thing?
Like you just said, Dave Chappelle. Well, for the Mark Twain Prize, I did it for Dave and I did it for Kevin. But it's the same reason why they hire me. Not only am I pretty funny, but I'm not afraid to say that shit ain't funny and he ain't gonna do it. I know his voice to tell him he ain't gonna do this. He doesn't talk. He doesn't do political jokes. He doesn't do racial humor. He doesn't do, you know what I mean? And then and then after a while they come to me like, you think he'll say this? I'll be like, let me see. Maybe. And so that's what happens a lot. Like, matter of fact, we just did Jamie Foxx's Netflix special. Wait till you see this, ladies and gentlemen.
Wow.
It's unfair, his talent.
Yeah.
I call him Sammy Davis sophomore.
Yeah. Soft. Why you call him that?
Because he can sing, rap, dance in just one show. He can do everything. You know what I mean? And I equate, because he does stand up and he can sing. His special is a one-man show dealing with the stroke. So it's basically Dave Chappelle meets Whoopi Goldberg meets Hamilton.
Wow. Because
It's so... It's gonna. I mean, we had 3 hours of material they had to bring down to like 60, 70 minutes. So I haven't seen the final cut, but he's different.
He's one of the greatest of this era.
Any era.
Any era.
He's the greatest storyteller I know. Period, bar none.
Wow.
we've
Jamie
experienced
Foxx.
that.
Yeah.
Storyteller, the greatest.
I'm curious to your take. Like when I'm a big fan of Kevin. Kevin Hart, because of his heart.
Right.
No pun intended. But I look at things differently. I see how folks come up. We've been here a long time, man. Right? And so when I see people bringing other people up,
Yes.
you could do no wrong with me.
Right.
And then he created a blueprint in his digital space, because it was his digital presence that helped catapult his comedy. And in doing so, he showed a lot of people, whether they say it or not, how to do it to the highest level.
He's the blueprint for that, for sure.
He's the blueprint. What can you say about him and even his talent as a stand-up comedian?
So here's what's so funny. Since he has soared to these heights as this incredible businessman, like, people are forgetting how funny he is. Like, Kevin Hart is funny first. And that's how vegan restaurants and champagnes and sneakers came about. Even his last special was very funny. Now, a lot of people don't like Eddie. A lot of people don't like Chris Rock. A lot of people don't like Kevin Hart. So you can't please everybody. You know what I mean? And I think Kevin has gone way past trying to please anybody. He knows his audience. He knows what they laugh at. He knows what they want to buy, and he caters to that audience.
As a writer, what do you think makes him tick? What's his strong point?
Honesty.
The honesty.
This dude, the ink ain't even drowned his divorce, and he's doing jokes about it. His father was on crack. He's talking about it. He grew up in whatever it wasn't quite the projects, but I've seen pictures. And the same rats from the projects used to spend the night at his house. So he's not afraid. He's an open book. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's an open book. And people, whether that's your story or not, he's so relatable and he's so charming. And that's his gift.
That's dope.
Yo, Chris Spencer is here, man. Get this man a round of applause.
Yes.
Chris, I could be mistaken, right? This is just from my personal point of view.
You're going to say I'm the best looking comedian out there,
No, I wasn't.
Oh, okay.
But you are a great. That's a comedian's jacket, though, man. That is something a comedian would.
It's the tag. The tag is right here.
Tag guy. Yeah. I give you props for that. The look is great. It's just,
what's wrong with them?
is there? Or maybe you don't feel the same way I feel. I just don't think enough people recognize your body of work. Right, and
I didn't even recognize you started reading all that stuff. I'm like,
and I didn't read all of it, bro.
Right.
I didn't read all of it.
That's why these people call me Unc.
Yeah.
OG.
But has that ever bothered you at all?
That
people, I mean, like you're as good as the best,
right?
But you don't have the billing as the best,
right? I think it's just timing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's a lot of people who are in these churches around the country that sing just as well as Yolanda Adams or Whitney Houston, but if it's not in the cards, it's not in the cards. You know what I mean? So it might be my place to be this writer, producer, director guy, as opposed to, we all have aspirations of being Eddie Murphy.
Yeah.
Even Steve Harvey, but he went a different lane. He's doing talk shows and game shows and stuff like that. Radio. So, Larry David, his goal was to be whatever, Steve Martin probably at one time. And then he kind of came at it backwards. You know what I mean? He went to become this writer, showrunner. And then all of a sudden HBO was like, let's do something about you doing stand-up. And then that blew up. And then here comes Curb Your Enthusiasm. So my goal is to do that, just what Larry David did, kind of what Louis C.K. did, is... Now that I've done this and I've accomplished this, my tombstone can't read. He could write his ass off. Like, I am a stand-up comedian.
Yes.
Like, although I do all these other things, like if we were in high school and I walked in the room and Kenya Barris and Gina Bythewood Prince was over here and Will Packer is over here and Kevin and Mike Epps and Cedric and DL, I'm coming right over. This is where I'm sitting.
That's where you sit.
This is who I am at heart. As a stand-up comedian. If anything could go away, all that could go away. But this, I would die if I couldn't do this.
Yeah. Man, Chris Spencer, man. I love it, man. 888-742-3345. We're going to come back, open up these phone lines. Chris Spencer is here. A lot of history here. A lot of gems to be dropped.
Yeah.
All right, give us a call. Shade 45. Shade 45, Sway in the morning. We got the legendary Chris Spencer is here, man. Looking great, looking sharp. We going over his journey.
Love it.
We going over his journey. Director, actor, writer, producer, father, host.
Husband.
Oh, come on.
Husband, yes.
Yes. Your wife.
Yes.
Salute to her. I love the opportunity
yes.
To talk about our partners.
She's from that really beautiful island out there in the Atlantic called Puerto Rico.
She's from the beautiful island of Puerto Rico.
Yes.
Salute the magnificent people of Puerto Rico.
Yes.
Salute Puerto Rico.
Yeah, that was we'll come back to that.
Yes.
She was very instrumental in getting you to do the new show, or what was her role in this?
So Michael Strand's company is called Smack, right? And they joined with Tiffany Haddish's company, She Ready, and they wanted to do this show called, it was called The History of Black Comedy before it became Black Comedy in America. And so my wife was running Tiffany Haddish's company.
Okay.
And she's like, well, you know, if we want this to be done right, we got to get my husband. And so I came on as an EP, and then we started talking about host. She was like, well, you know, he has to be one of the hosts. And they all agreed. And not just because of my funny... But my Rolodex, for lack of a better word. Rolodex is this thing we used to have and put our numbers on.
I think I remember that.
You remember that, Tracy? You studied that. You studied that in
and
history.
And so when you watch the show, just know that I'll say 85% of the show was booked due to myself and my wife and Danielle Kennedy, who's I'm the godmother. She's our godmother too, to our kids, and I'm to her kids. We basically picked up the phone and called. I mean, you have people that booked the show, but then was like, okay, let me, because you know how we are. Maybe, I don't know. Or. Can I say cock blocker? Damn it, I just did. There's cock blockers, right? Especially in our industry, for some reason, who don't want us to do stuff together.
What do you mean by that? There's cock blockers. What do you mean?
Agents, managers, publicists. So I might call Don Cheadle and go, yo, I got something. No, the booker will call Don Cheadle's people. Hey, we want to do something with Don Cheadle. And then we don't hear nothing back.
Yeah.
Or they'll say no, right? Nah, Don's not. Don's in Mars shooting,
something with De Niro.
Yes, yes. And so I'll have to call Don and go, Don, why'd you say no? No, say no to what? We're doing this thing, and your people said no. Who? Of course I want to do it. I'll call you right back. Then he calls the whites and cusses them out, and then ends up doing the project. But that happens, and I'm not saying that happened with Don Cheadle. I'm just using that as an example. It happens all the time. When I say the talent has no idea the stuff that the agent manager, look at Turk shaking his head. He knows.
Yeah.
It's been going on for years. When I did a movie called Back on the Strip and starred Tiffany Haddish, Wesley Snipes, Jamie Foxx. We didn't get to do radio and publicize it because it was during the strike. So we made $74. Yeah, that's all. No.
Tracy was all in.
I gotta say LOL after every thing.
I prefer LMAO.
And so I have to call these people and go, I can't believe. I'll be like, what was it about the script you didn't like? What script? Your people said you didn't like the script. I don't know nothing about no script. Even in Tiffany's case, she's called him and says, I haven't even read the script. I'm doing the movie. Chris is my big brother. I'm doing the movie. Still weeks and weeks and weeks of them still cock blocking.
Still complex. So what is that? Wow. They don't want to give up the power.
A lot of times, I don't know. A lot of times they don't. They also want to make it seem like they wouldn't got the work for you.
That's the
right.
power, and that's the validate.
So the fact
that
your friend, your little buddy, Chris has something for you. That's not me going and getting something from somebody like a Kenya Barris or somebody bigger. A Judd Apatow.
I see what you mean. So it ain't worth it to them. And then if you make the connection, they don't have any value in the deal.
You gotta remember, everybody you see on TV right now who's my age group, right? I'm talking about the people who got an immunization shot on their arm right here. I am their friend. I didn't have to do LOL.
Take it with you, bro.
You got it.
I'll be at the City Winery in Philly in November 12th.
Okay.
Front row seats. So that's what happens.
So tell me, who were you able to book? You said 85%. Who's going to be featured on the show?
So the first episode, which was 3 weeks ago, we had basically a Kings of Comedy reunion.
That was amazing. Get that around, man. That was huge.
Cedric,
Steve,
and Steve, in this beautiful restaurant in Sherman Oaks called Beale Boulevard, and we got to just chop it up. I mean, the interview was, and it was so funny. There's another thing that happens. All right, you can have Cedric, but he has a 115 out.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'll be rushing. I'll be like, Cedric, we got to get you out of here. Why? You have it's 115 out. Man, who told you that? All the time.
Yeah.
We was there for 2-3 hours almost talking. Steve is, was hella busy.
Mm-hmm.
He just bought like a city in Saudi Arabia or something. So, we thinking he's got to get back.
LOL, Tracy.
Yep.
She got that. And he's chilling. I like, Steve, we know you got to get out of here at 1. Oh, no. Steve, it says here that you have to get out of here at 1. Man, fuck that. I'm with my friends.
Yeah.
Wow.
And that's another thing that happens too. They do have outs.
Mm-hmm.
And they do sometimes know, but when they get around us, it's like I'll be late to the other thing. The other thing ain't gonna feel like this.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like really, us right here can sit here all day. I know you got
Chop it up.
You got the governor over there that's got
Mike Muse. Well,
we need him. We need him.
He's good. He's going to integrate himself in the
Okay,
combo.
good,
Watch,
good.
watch how this works.
Yes. Okay. So I just want you to know that when we're together, it's magical.
Yeah, man.
We're sharing stories. This
That
thing,
energy.
it's just the culture. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Can you speak on the do's and don'ts of making and maintaining relationships? Because that doesn't come easy to everyone.
Give me a specific question.
If you're say you are mentoring somebody, right? Who's new in the industry.
Don't sleep with them.
Don't sleep with them, right?
That's number 1.
They're a bit shy. They get invited to a party where there's a lot of A-listers,
Right.
big no names, and they want to start a conversation. What would you say is the right entry point for them?
So it depends on the celebrity,
Okay.
right? There's some people who are inviting, and then there's some people who are standoffish. And I'm sure, where you from?
I'm from New York.
So you know how to do double dutch, jump rope. Right? So you got to figure out when is it time to jump my ass in this conversation, or if it's going too fast, I missed this opportunity.
Right.
Yeah.
Just watch.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you have to realize if this is something you want, you're going to get your face cracked, right? They're going to say, not right now. And you got to be like, okay, right? But you might catch them again. But you can't have attitude because this person gave you, we don't know what they're going through,
Right.
right? You know what I mean? You might have caught them at a bad time because I've done that. And I'll see somebody and like, you're like, what's up? I'm like, I was at your party, da-da-da. Man, I didn't tell you what happened. And then you hear about a car accident or, he's on a Diddy tape. You never know what could happen in this person's life.
Right.
That's what you doing, Chris? All right,
Sorry, Sirius XM, right?
Yeah.
Well, Chris, speaking of double dutch, I'm trying to double dutch my way into this
How you doing,
conversation now. It's good to meet you.
By the way, we have a trophy for best dressed coming out. they're scratching my name off of it.
Chris had it up until
I had
he walked in.
it till he walked in. I was like, what is going on with the alderman with this beautiful vest?
Oh, that's hilarious. I'm curious. I know we just talked about like Black Hollywood and sometimes like their teams or agents or publicists. I want to know, what about ourselves? Like how much of the onus is on ourselves of not wanting to work with each other, rather working with others, thinking that others is the right way and
Right.
the best way.
So I think this new generation is incredible. Like even in golf, right? Like back in the day, Tiger didn't like Mickelson and he didn't like Sergio Garcia. These are golfers. And and as we were coming up, you would hear this comedian doesn't like this comedian. He don't want to work with this comedian. These young guys are different. It's Desi, and he's working with DC Young Fly, and they're creating and doing stuff together. Like King Batch, like they're not into this. This monkeys in the barrel thing that we kind of came up with. Like it's only got to be one. Like they all. And they're not waiting on Hollywood. They're not trying to write down a pitch and go in and tap dance. Like they're taking their phones or they're taking their money they've made from social media and they're buying equipment and they're doing their own podcasts and they're shooting their own movies. And so that mentality, I think, is not there anymore, at least from what I can see with these young guys. But yeah, before it definitely was mine, all mine.
Chris Spencer, say the name of the show.
It's called Black Comedy in America. It's on Vice TV, 10 p.m. Eastern. And if you miss it on Vice TV, it's on Hulu.
It's on Hulu.
Yes, it's come right back on Hulu.
Okay, now we got Terry from L.A. is on the line.
What up, T?
Hey, Terry.
Bing, bang, bong. What? Bring the damn bell. What's up, homie?
Oh, that's my Terry?
What's up, Wood? Don't tell nobody where we from, homie. What's up, Wood?
I thought you was going to tell him, shh, be quiet.
Yo, Terry
Don't say
from
nothing. Don't say
Terry from L.A. came
No,
with us.
don't say L.A. Terry,
Okay,
correct him, please.
Okay, Terry from
There we go.
Okay, Inglewood came
Yes.
to the Blue
Napa.
Note Napa
Yes.
for the Black Radio Experience, and he hanging out with us. And Chris is saying, "Hey man, why you got a bodyguard?" He's like, I'm like, bro, who? I ain't got no bodyguard. I'm in the
Yes.
Bay. I don't need no bodyguard. He was like,
No, I said I met your bodyguard. He said I ain't got no bodyguard. I said Terry. He goes, that's my friend. I said, all right, well he's here to protect you.
T, what's up, man?
Hey, T.
Hey, I'm at home. Good morning, Tracy G. Good morning, Heather B.
What's up, family?
Bam, bam, whole gang. Hey, man, you guys are blowing me away. First of all, with the Quincy tribute and everything, I was at home. I'm like, damn, I should have. I'm glad I didn't miss this one.
Yeah, man.
But when you put the homie on, I'm going to take it back. Because he was supposed to check in. He ain't checked in, homie. You know what that means. That's discipline, homie.
Please forgive me.
Wait,
Father,
I'm sounding like Echo. That sound better?
Please forgive me for I have sinned.
Hey T,
You know what I'm saying?
you got a real question
What's
for
up?
him?
Right.
No.
You ain't got a
Yeah.
real question for him,
Yes,
T?
he do. Of course he
T,
do.
go
Yes,
ahead,
I
T.
do.
Go ahead.
With your successes that's going on. Because I remember you, if you don't remember, I remember you back when in the Wednesdays, my son's mother used to do booking for you guys back there. With Wayans, everybody was Damon, and when they were all living in the same
wow.
building in North Hollywood.
Yes.
I go back that far. We're talking about my son, but about a good 30 years back.
Right.
You guys were just coming in the game.
Uh-huh.
When you look back from where you started with that group of guys, how many of your friends did you carry along with you, and how many are still celebrating with you today?
All of them.
Like Speedy
All
and some
of
of the other
them.
cats.
All of
we
them.
know.
All of them. Now listen,
Solid.
what happens is you may not see each other for a while. You
Yeah.
may not speak.
Right.
But with the advent of Instagram and Facebook, you see each other every day. And so I just worked with Speedy. I still talk to Ruben Paul, Buddy Lewis. I mean, I can name names for you. You'll be like, oh my God. Guy Torrey, Joe Torrey were just on Black
dope.
Comedy in America. I put all of them on the show. Flex is on the show. Sully McCullough, who you guys may know as Mouse from the Jamie Foxx show, or Crazy Legs from Don't Be a Menace. We don't move without each other.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's dope.
That's beautiful. T,
All
great
of them.
question,
That's
man.
great.
Usually don't have those. Thanks, T. Appreciate
I love
you.
y'all, family.
you.
Hey,
You're
homie,
super
stay
sincere.
up.
Absolutely.
All right, you too, family.
Love y'all.
Love you, T.
Love you.
Okay, we're going to go to ATL. We got Jack on the line.
What
Jack,
up,
what's
Jack?
up? Say what up to
Hey,
Chris
Jack.
Spencer.
Hey, what's up, family? I just called to say good morning. Love you guys. Listen every day.
Thank you.
Chris, I just wanted to give you your flowers, man. I used to go to Chocolate Sundays back in the day.
Wow.
One of your jokes I will never forget is when you were talking about what it's like being almost famous.
Yep. Yeah. I still have that.
Yeah,
saying.
do you
I have
still tell that joke?
Yeah, because I'm still almost famous.
Nah, you famous now.
Hey,
I'm popular. You know, I'm not famous. I'm popular.
You popular?
Like if this was high school,
Hey.
I wouldn't be the quarterback. I would be the free safety.
You'll be the free.
You know what?
Yo,
They
you
know
are
me, but I ain't the quarterback. You know what I mean?
That's,
I'm a valuable team member.
but you're not the quarterback.
I'm not the quarterback.
All right. Hey, Jack, thanks for your call.
but like
man.
you said,
Oh.
you found your lane, and you are great in your lane, right where you are, man. Keep up the good work.
Thank you, Jack.
Okay, man, you're a super citizen.
Let's sway in the morning.
What do you like? I'm just as a comedian, because Tony Hinchcliffe did get
Yeah.
a lot of backlash.
Yes, as he should.
Yeah. So is there a place to draw the line? I mean, or
Here's what's funny. You're in front of all of them, right?
Yeah.
Them. And let me just say this quick. I don't think everybody voting for Trump is racist, but the racists are voting for Trump. We can agree. Right?
Yeah.
So if you're telling racial jokes at a Trump rally and they're not laughing, that's a problem. Like that's when you know you are out of pocket. Like they were taking off their hoods, like going, "Who is this guy?"
Who that? Who that?
see with us?
Skinhead said, "I'm gonna grow my hair. I can't take this shit." So it was the wrong. He is known for doing those things,
Yeah,
right? He is
yeah, that's his shtick,
He's
yeah.
a roast comedian, and here's what's funny. Everybody's blaming him, but that shit was in the teleprompter.
Yeah.
He had a script that had to be, somebody had to go, okay, you can say this.
Thumbs up.
So they thought this was work.
He had
they
to be
thought,
vetted.
They thought that's the word I was looking
So
for.
normally, right before, particularly like a week to 2 weeks out before a campaign, just even more color context for our audience, I think this might be good information. Even when you go to a fundraiser with a principal candidate who are running for president, you have to be vetted before you can stand in proximity with them, before you can get a picture with them. They have to know your social security number.
Yes.
They know your tax history. They know your criminal record. That's just for a fundraiser. So if you're going to go on a stage a week, 2 weeks out before a campaign, the campaign has to vet everyone who comes on stage to touch that. Right. So they knew exactly who he was.
What he was going to say.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what, and especially the president. Like, I hate to brag, but I play golf with 44 every summer.
44?
44, yes.
Okay, that's your nickname? Barack Obama, president?
That's what his friends call him.
That Rolodex,
His buddies.
baby.
Does he have your number?
No.
Okay.
But I got his number 1 AIDS number.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's good, right?
Right.
That's good enough.
That's great. That's all you need.
No, he might have my number. I just ain't got his number.
Okay.
But nonetheless, when I first got a chance to play with them, I had to be vetted. Like they had to find out not only name, address, phone number, social security, whatever, credit history, criminal history.
This is true.
Favorite foods. Like they really know. Like so when I got to meet him, he was asking me questions about me. I'm like,
how did he know
are you
this?
the president of the FBI? Like he knew stuff about me. And so for that to happen, and he's, Trump, he's acting like, I didn't know this guy. It's like, well, stop lying.
Yeah.
I can't wait for Wednesday.
Why Wednesday?
Because I'm gonna play all for 24 hours. I'm gonna play "Can You Feel a Brand New Day."
From the Wiz?
Yes, as
It's an ode to Quincy too.
Oh, look at
Come on, man.
that's called full circle, ladies and gentlemen. Hit one of them buttons.
Can you feel a brand new day? Feel a brand new day.
So
how did I
Philly, and now
That
December
was
12th
good.
is going to be Chris Spencer and Sway at the City Winery because, as you can see, we're an incredible tag team duo.
I'm coming through too. Chris, this is just part one. You got to keep coming up here, man.
Come on, invite me.
Yes.
Man, bro, you got an open invite.
Thank you, man.
Come on, man. We've gotten to be, see each other more.
Yes.
In recent years. And
No, literally, we would see each other at the George's. Remember the restaurant on Melrose? We see each other at
That's
George's.
dope.
we just
Now
keep
track meets,
track meets. We just keep bumping into each other. I was telling-
jazz festivals.
Tech would be like, yo, ain't that the dude who set the line and don't be the menace?
Yes.
Yo, can you say that line? Do you still remember it?
You said it like, please,
Yo, that was
please,
the fun-
Father, bread, bread and water, a morsel. Yeah, and here's what's funny. That line keeps me relevant. Like, especially this new generation, they really think I'm famous, right? Because they've watched that movie over and over and over again. We're talking about Don't Be a Menace to South Central about drinking your juice in the hood.
He played the Muslim guy.
Like,
right?
yeah, the character's name was Preach. And literally, people will see me and go like this. They're like, what's wrong? Like, especially TSA, TSA at the airport. I'm like, is Morris Chestnut behind me? Why are you acting like that? Legend. I'm like, man, am I old enough? And so here's this is why I stay in the zeitgeist or I'm in relevancy, because anytime a brother gets in trouble with a white girl or they play that clip.
Oh. So like different actors who've gotten in trouble with
They
white
show a picture of him on the boat with some white girl, or it's always, this is ex Ricky Williams, blah 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 blah. This is blah blah blah.
That's true.
Right? And they, you talking about excuse me, sister?
Wait, play the clip, man. He ain't gonna do it, man.
Oh no, I was
you gonna do it?
That was called setting it up.
Oh, okay.
Let me see if I can remember it. My milk of magnesia. Oh, when the devil made you, he broke the mold. Can you do me a favor, my brown skinned angel? Can you tap that white girl for me? Ain't that it?
That's it.
That's it.
Oh my God.
Hit one of them buttons.
Was the funniest shit.
One of them.
One of them.
Oh man, I love it, man. Hey, brother, I just want to say congratulations.
Thank you
We're gonna
so much.
push all our listeners, our fans. We pushing them to watch the show. Once
Yes.
again, tell them how they can see it.
Black comedy in America. I'm on the East Coast, but 10 p.m. Eastern every Tuesday
On Vice.
on Vice TV as well as Hulu.
Hulu.
and YouTube, and I'm sure another channel that we don't know about.
Well, like,
because people will just take it and put it somewhere.
okay, yeah,
Tubi.
they'll definitely rip it. They'll definitely rip it real quick.
Yeah.
Your own personal top 5 stand-up comedians.
Richard,
Okay.
Eddie, Dave, Chris. 5 is tough.
Yeah. Got time.
The pressure.
Oh, Damon Wayans.
Damian Wayans.
Damon Wayans.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
All right.
That's who actually.
I love it.
Yeah,
That's good.
that's who took me under his wing. That was my first tour.
Was
Me,
Damon
Sean,
Wayans.
and Damon. Yes, around the country. Yes,
That's dope.
Great list.
yes.
Who do you feel like you learned the most from?
Damon Wayans.
Really?
Yeah, it got so bad that I thought I was a Wayans. Literally, I did Christmas with him, Thanksgiving with him. I would travel vacations.
Wow.
Yes, I would walk around with my eyes like this so people would think I was one of them. Yes, literally. I remember the day I realized I wasn't a Wayans. We were parked in front of the Improv. We just finished performing, and Sean and Damon were in the front seat, and I was in the back, and they were talking. They were kind of talking low, and I was like this. And they were like this. And they go, "Excuse me, Chris, you mind if you step out real quick? We got to talk about some family shit." And I'm like, "Oh, I'm not family."
That was it.
And I walked out. I walked out the car, and I think they even drove off. And I think that the music from The Incredible Hulk came on. All of a sudden, it was storming.
Get out, Chris. Get out.
Shout out to Kyle Grooms and Daryl Heath who have that same joke. Yeah, so that's when I realized, and then Affion came along and did the rest of the movies. I did the early '90s, and then Affion did the Wayans movies in the 2000s.
Scary movies coming back.
It's coming back, you know.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would
Why
love
would
to
not?
see you and Affion on tour, by the way.
Oh man, listen. As you saw, me and this dude finish each other's sentences.
Yeah.
That's cool.
It's
You know what I mean?
crazy.
We've got a chance to work. We hosted like the pre-Image Awards before, and you know he's so talented.
Nah.
Yes,
Yeah,
he
he
is.
is.
And so I love, you know, I'm like, he calls me Magic because I throw lobs, I throw alley-oops, I throw assists. So I just set him up and just wait for him to go.
And
You
he
know what I
knocks
mean?
it out every time.
Beautiful.
He's in that you know how you describe Jamie Foxx?
Yes.
Affion is one of those too.
Absolutely.
Super
Right?
talented.
Absolutely.
100%.
Yes.
So many different
Man.
lanes.
Chris, thank you for joining us today, man. Give it up for
Thank
Chris Spencer, man. This guy is legendary.
So good.
Legendary. Yes. Chris, what's your social? Citizens, hit him up.
5, 6.
Oh, no,
Oh,
your social.
so I think meant Social Security.
Yeah,
Sorry.
no.
Instagram, The Real Chris Spencer. TikTok, The Real Chris Spencer. Facebook, Chris Spencer. And for those of you who just got out of jail, MySpace, Chris
You know
Spencer.
what?
And I know there's some older people.
Yeah.
Black Planet, Christopher.
Right.
St. Albans, Spencer.
All right.